Hi there, Nigel Saunders of KW Bonsai. Today we're going to be working on our Acacia seedlings. These seeds were started last winter. Nico from South Africa sent me some seeds in the mail and we germinated them and we've let them grow for almost a full year untouched. And now it's time to do some pruning. Initially I was going to wait till later to prune these seedlings down. Maybe, the later part of winter when the sun's a little stronger, but the trees are growing really well in the plant room here, and they're growing really long and flopping over and taking up a lot of space in the plant room. So I'm going to try cutting them back now. I think we'll be okay. We're still getting lots of good sunshine. It won't be till, kind of mid-December that the days get short and very dark. So I think we'll be okay to start pruning it today. Another reason I want to get these trees pruned down is they're starting to get very top heavy. You can see this one's bending in the pot and arching over. I want to prune it off shorter so we can get some more upright growth happening and some branches. You can see they're getting some nice bark on the trunks, which is kind of exciting. Some of the seedlings are getting branches on them. You can see this one has got a nice little branch down below and the start of one here. If we continue to let the tops of these trees grow, these lower branches will weaken and die off. So we want to cut them off somewhere quite close to the base of the tree that we can start our upright branching. The question I have to ask myself is, where am I going to cut the trees? Ideally, I want to cut them as low as possible. Not for taper, but more for movement. I want slight movement starting as close down to the root base as I can. So what I want to do is I want to look for nodes on the tree where possible branches can grow. On this seedling, for instance, I can see a node very close to the base down here. I can see one right here. There's one at the back here. There's one at the front here. There's another one at the side here. We can cut some of these seedlings off quite low. Others we'll cut off higher. We'll do a little experimentation and see what works best for this species of tree. I'll start with this pot. If you look in the bottom here, you'll notice there is roots growing out the drainage holes, which is always a good sign. I'm going to start with this little seedling here. It already has a branch here and maybe the start of one here. So we'll cut it just above there. And I'm just going to do a horizontal cut. Like that. I have no idea if these cuttings here will root and grow, but I'll try it. I'll stick some in the pot and see if they grow roots, and we'll get even more trees. This next one, I'm going to go right here. So this one has no foliage. We'll see what happens if it develops foliage or if it just dies off. Here's another one with a lot of foliage down lower, so we'll just prune that one off a little higher here. We'll try it here. Again, we're trying different heights to kind of experiment and see how the tree reacts. This one will be even higher here. You have to be very careful of these sharp thorns on here. They're nasty little things. And this one has no foliage down low, so we're going to prune it off quite short. I think we're going to go right here. So there's one pot done. We have a few different types of experiments going on here. For the cuttings, I'm going to try a tip cutting right here. I'll prune off the lower leaves. And we'll stick it in the soil, about that deep, and see what happens with it. We'll also try a woody cutting with no foliage, like that, and we'll also stick that in the soil. And I'm sticking them off to the edge of the pot so we know which are cuttings and which are our trees that were grown from seed. The last one I'll prune off the top. our lowest leaf and put that in the soil also. So that'll let us know if cuttings will grow. We're on to our second pot of trees. This one's really leaning. It's got a lot of weight and a lot of growth on the tip, so we're going to prune it off, keeping some leaves, so we'll prune it off right to here. So you can see that was a lot of growth on top. This one doesn't have any leaves down below. We'll try pruning it off quite tall. See what happens with that one. This one we're going to go quite short down to here. We'll try pruning this one right down to here. This one to here. We'll go down into the wood here. Low on that really thick one. And to here. And finally, I'll prune this one down to here. There's our second pot done. Alright, here we go on our last pot. Trim this one off here. This one to here. This one to here. Whoa, a lot of growth. I'll prune this little one back here, quite low. This one off here, keeping some foliage. I have a really thick one here that I think will, try to grow into a larger tree, so we're not going to prune it off quite so short. We'll leave it a little longer. Way up to here. And there's our third pot done. So I've got all three pots pruned down in size now. The next step will be hope we get lots of sunshine and see what happens with the trees and the stumps to see if they sprout branches and continue to grow. So I'll keep updating these trees. It wasn't the most exciting step today, but it was a significant step doing the first pruning on it. That's all the work we'll be doing on our Acacia bonsai trees today. So Nigel Saunders of KW Bonsai, do something green today. Support your local bulk food stores so we don't use so much packaging for everything we eat and use and that kind of thing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.